You are so addicted to social media and consuming content that even a goldfish has a better attention span than you. Short form content that you watch on TikTok and Instagram only came out in 2013, and look at us. We are already devolving from such a highly accessible, overstimulating mountain of content, but there's hope. Most people know how bad social media and specifically doom scrolling is, but only a fraction of these people put effort into stopping this. And since you're watching this video, I have high expectations for you, and I have faith that you have the ability to stop doom scrolling. So in this video, I'll be showing you the best ways to prevent and permanently stop the unhealthy habit of doom scrolling. But make sure to stick around to the end, because I'll be adding some bonus tips on how to reverse the negative effects that doom scrolling has already had on you. But for now, let's talk about your attention span and how it can be fixed. The average attention span has decreased by over 25% since 2000, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. Most of us are addicted to instant gratification, and if you don't know, instant gratification is where you do something or indulge in something that serves you in the short term instead of doing something fulfilling and more worthwhile. But the biggest thing people struggle with is social media, and more specifically, short form content. Why watch a 10-minute video when you can watch 50 short videos in the same time period? You get to triple the amount of satisfaction while seeing a variety of content. But here's the truth. You say you're going to watch a TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Snapchat Spotlight for 10 minutes, but what happens? You scroll and scroll and you just can't get away from the screen. It's like a handcuff to the screen, held hostage. Okay, well, it's bad, but how is it stopped? I'm going to break this answer down into a step-by-step action plan so you can conquer this addiction within no time. Step 1. Goal setting. Set clear goals in order to break free. Without anything to aim for, there's no point in trying. My personal goal is to limit my screen time down to 30 minutes a day and cut my social media consumption to 10 minutes a day. So if I use my 30 minutes of screen time, I can't go on social media at all. Just make sure your goal is concise, easy to understand, and something you really want to accomplish. Write it out on multiple pieces of paper or print it out and stick it on the toilet wall, in the living room, in the dining room, and most importantly, on your bedroom walls. The first thing you should see when you wake up should be a reminder of what you are currently working towards. And by the way, if you're struggling with getting out of bed in the morning, this will help a ton. So make a clear, achievable goal and write it everywhere so you don't forget. Step 2. You need to eliminate all triggers. And what I mean by triggers is things that divert your attention to something else. And in this scenario, it's your phone. The worst thing about phones is the amount of distractions it holds. If you have just 15 apps on your phone, there is a potential for over 10 notifications every hour that distracts you from what you are currently doing. That's a notification every 6 minutes. And if 4 of those apps are social media, your phone will be buzzing and beeping every minute or 2, making it impossible to get anything productive done without getting distracted. Turn off all of your notifications. A phone is a phone. To call, message, and communicate important messages. Your messages and calling apps should be the only apps allowed to send you notifications. And never, ever enable notifications on social media apps. If you don't turn off your notifications for social media right now, I honestly don't think you'll succeed in your life goals. If you take this video seriously, and if you take yourself seriously, do yourself a favor and remove notifications. If you really need it on because it's part of your work, that's an exception, but for everyone else, turn it off. Bonus tip: we've all been stuck in the loop of doom scrolling, feeling terrible, then saying we won't do it again. But then an hour passes and we find out we were all wrong. Since you've made it this far in the video, I can assume you're up to the point where enough is enough, and this time you're actually going to make a change. So this will be much easier with a clear mind, and there really isn't a better way to achieve this through a dopamine detox. It's essentially where you say stuff it and go all in. You get rid of all high dopamine activities like eating junk food, consuming content, and playing video games. I have a whole video on this, so if you want to check this video out after this video, it will be linked in the description. On to the next step of how to stop doom scrolling. Step 3. Find alternative dopamine pockets. It's not often that I go out for walks in the neighbourhood, but not long ago I was forced to walk to the shops because my car broke down, and I actually enjoyed it. It took longer and it used more energy, but it was nice and refreshing. So what I mean by finding an alternative dopamine pocket is to replace the habit of doom scrolling with something more healthy, something more productive. But in the end, you feel good that you did it instead of scrolling on TikTok or Instagram. This could be something like going for a walk, or even creating a DIY project in your garage. But this is so powerful because once you replace doom scrolling with an activity that is actually enjoyable, you don't even want to go on social media. The craving just gets eaten up by your new activity. And the thing is, the activity doesn't even need to be hyper productive, just as long as it doesn't hinder your health or well-being, like drawing or reading, or just sitting out in the nice warm sun. Step 4. I'll admit it, there's been many times where I just don't feel like resisting bad habits and just going for whatever feels best, even if the outcome is bad. Now this used to be terrible, where I just give in to bad habits, but now I follow a framework that guarantees that I don't fall off the tracks. I call it the willpower reset. Let me explain. Say I absolutely couldn't resist hopping onto TikTok and doing a scrolling session. It's terrible for me and my brain. So what I do the next day is try to not do it. But hey, what's so smart about that? I'm not done yet. For every 2 times that I slip up and give in to doom scrolling, I can't completely stop the next day, but the framework I follow makes sure that I do get back my willpower and stop doom scrolling. Instead of resisting it, which should be the first option, give yourself some time on TikTok or Instagram, whatever you doom scroll, but only on the circumstance that you reduce it the next day, and then again, and then again, so that the day after you doom scroll for the first time in a while, give yourself half an hour, then the day after 20 minutes, then 10, then 5, then 0. The point is to start small and work your way upward. This strategy can be used in any situation when it comes to willpower challenges. Do a very small amount of a good habit, then work your way upwards. Do a bad habit and start to incrementally cut it down. And before you know it, you're back to the good old productive you with an attention span better than a goldfish. If you want to see more productive videos on your homepage, please subscribe and the algorithm will do the rest. But until then, this is your future unlocked.